Hey, happy afternoon to you guys. I hope you are nuzzled up at work or at home with a cup of coffee or something that's helping you feel great this afternoon. I wanted to pop in with we'll call it a 2 minutes with Trish, but I'm be honest, I'm pretty chatty, so it's gonna be a little bit more, and I'm really excited about this subject because this was a request from somebody specifically who wanted to just get some counsel and some questions on how do you, we'll call it confidence coaching, on how do you overcome the feeling of feeling like you're never good enough. How do you, specifically this person asked, what can I do? What one daily specific habit can I do every day that's going to help me overcome this? Because I know it's a mentality that I don't have to believe, but Trish, how do I start implementing strategy to change that? And so I loved the question. I thought it would resonate with so many because it's something I think we all have walked through in our lives. And I myself personally, I struggled with the not good enough thing for years, guys, decades, because that's the essence of what being a perfectionist is. I am now, as you know, a recovering perfectionist. But being a striver and an achiever, somebody that was so determined to be perfect, I knew I never quite measured up, and I was constantly comparing myself to everyone. How I was physically, what kind of clothes I wore, how much money my family had, or really what we didn't have, and I always felt inadequate. I always felt never enough, and as a result, I sat on the sidelines of life, giving life a 50% version of myself. And I want you to know it doesn't have to be like that. So to answer the question most directly, the one habit I would recommend for you to do to help you overcome never feeling good enough is to journal every day. And I don't care if you don't like to write. Everyone can write, right? And your journaling can look a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be a specific, oh, I'm writing with my quill pen and ink and this beautiful calligraphy in full sentences and paragraphs that are beautiful. In fact, journaling can be really rough and ugly and like word vomit. And you can have the worst handwriting in the world, because I pretty much do. And you don't even have to write complete sentences. They can be list formats, or it can be also typing it out. Sometimes I love to journal and pour my heart into a text message to myself that I'll send myself, or a Word document. But the key is that I slow down enough to be present and quiet with my thoughts. Because the reality is that you believe that you're not good enough because that is the story you've told yourself. When you tell yourself something repetitively, which is what we do, especially years and years of our life, you are going to hear that story over and over and over and over. And guess what happens? That then becomes your truth. And if your truth is all that that's the foundation of what you believe to be true about the world, if you don't start telling yourself a different story, it's going to be impossible to rewrite that truth. And so if you struggle with not feeling good enough, it's because you've taught yourself that's the truth. And so you're fighting against overcoming it, but you keep banging into this wall of what you think is truth, and it's just not. So what we have to do is we have to rewrite your story, rewrite your truth. And you know, the only person who can control your story is you. You're the narrative of your story. God gives you a story in life. It's our obligation to live that to the fullest. But it's our narrative that guides that story to be really beautiful and really blessed. And I want you to, every day, find a way to either journal and write and rewrite the story. Start letting yourself put your heart on a paper and then rewrite a truth. You need to, a simple affirmation I wrote down that I wanted to share could be, I am enough because I'm a child of God, and God does not make mistakes. Period. So by thinking you're a mistake, by not being somebody who's good enough, that means you're a mistake, or there's something flawed and lacking in how God created you. And to me, that's kind of blasphemy. It's just not true. God does not make mistakes. You are not a mistake, and you are enough because you are a loved, beautiful child of God. Now, we can become better versions of ourselves. We can grow into what we want to become. Now, that's where we have to learn the art and the gift of patience. Like, I can see my flaws in ways that I am, if you want to say from a overview, that I'm not enough. There are areas of growth I would like to see. You guys, I'd love to snap my fingers and have that change happen overnight, but that doesn't happen like that. So I am enough every day as long as I'm open to growth, open to love, and open to being refined as I become a better and better version of who God created me to be. So to answer that original question, I think it's really encouraging to know that this is a struggle of humanity. I think so many of us you could ask probably 100 people, and I think 95 people would say, I get it. I feel like I'm not enough sometimes too. So you're not alone, but you also weren't created to live and think and believe that to be true. So I want you to, hey Patty, I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. Well, see you virtually. But I want you to know that the journaling is powerful beyond measure because you're rewriting your truth. And that's the power of actually, I mean, look at my handwriting. Like, I'm telling you, even if you have bad handwriting, it does not matter. But rewriting truth out. And so the story you keep telling yourself is what you're going to experience. I want you to rewrite the truth that you are enough. Now, it's okay if you don't believe it. I want you to, you've heard the phrase, fake it till you make it. I recently saw a rendition on the phrase. I want you to faith it till you make it. I want you to faith it till you make it. And I want you to start telling yourself a different story about who you are and what you can become in life. Also, interestingly enough, like the more you focus on where you were stuck, the more stuck you're going to be. There's no need to relive the past over and over. You are where you are today, and how you live today is going to dictate and determine how you thrive tomorrow. So know this, you are enough. You are a child of God, and God does not make mistakes. So again, that one simple habit, every day, write out that affirmation, allow yourself to journal. And you guys, you can be thinking, I know a lot of you are listening and going, I don't have time. I don't have time. Trish, like, when in your dream life do you have time? I don't have time either. I've got a toddler and a newborn, but there's always time. There's time for what is important. So make this time for you. And you guys, sometimes it takes 1 minute. I'm not talking about a lot of time needed. You don't have to light candles and have a cup of tea and have 30 minutes to write. Just make a minute or two to get your thoughts on paper, to write a powerful affirmation, to rewrite the truth of your life. You are enough. You are a beautiful and loved child of God. God does not make mistakes. And if you struggle with not feeling like you're ever enough, it's because you've told yourself that's truth. So we're going to unwire some of that storytelling and rewrite that story for yourself. I hope that was helpful. I would love to help you rewrite your story more. So if you ever want to connect with me, more personalized coaching, come join us in the College of Confidence. You get more info about that, trishblackwell.com/college. I want you to know too, and be encouraged, I spent, again, like decades, like you probably, if this resonates with you, I felt stuck. I thought I would never believe that I was enough as is, right? And it took years, it took some time to rewrite. So it took some deep diving and journaling. And if I can overcome that block, that lie, and I can learn to rewrite my thoughts and change my truth and feel fully alive and trust that and believe that God loves me, I know that you can too. And I'll tell you, on the other side of that false truth is a really freaking beautiful, amazing life where you thrive, where you have more courage, more confidence, and where you really contribute to the world in a way that matters. So you may feel like you have a long way to go. I'm going to tell you, like, I did too. And if I've made it through and I'm able to do it, then I know for sure that you can. Guys, I'll see you in the next 2 minutes with Trish, and I hope to see you in the College of Confidence. Much love to you. Happy coffee this afternoon, and have a great rest of your day.